Hello my loves, thank you so much for tuning in today. This is quick, busy morning makeup. I love doing some routines like this every so often because honestly not every day is identical, not every day offers the same amount of time. I actually have a little less time today to get ready. I slept a little bit longer. It's been a long weekend. I have been solo momming the whole weekend because Bub's been in a golf tournament, like a 2-day tournament, and yeah, I woke up tired. I look tired. We're gonna pull this together today as a quick look. There will be some shortcuts, but I want it to look finished and nice too, you know? I've gone through my stash, I've pulled together the things that I think will work. But yeah, just generally speaking, I feel like this is gonna be a quicker routine than usual. Judging by what I've pulled out here, I wouldn't say it's gonna be my most minimal, but it's gonna be a little easier, a little faster. So I pulled out this Revlon Illuminance Skin Caring Foundation. I like this one. I wear the shade 213, and I've already got all my skincare on, and I feel like this foundation just really like livens up the face, gives a really refreshed look. Kind of reminds me of Neutrogena Healthy Skin, and I've got a full pump here. So I'm gonna dab it on, just like so, and you know what brush we're pulling in to blend it out. e.l.f. Duo Complexion Brush, super handy to get you through all your face steps, you know? I mean, by all your face steps, I mean foundation and concealer. But look how this just leaves like a little nice natural glow, and it kind of creates the look you might get if you put on the step of a glowy primer and then a lightweight foundation or something on top of that. You know, you kind of get this look. Skin is looking better already. Now we're going in with some concealer. We're not skimping on concealer. We're using NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop. Oh, this is all Drugstore, by the way. Did I mention that? This I wear in the shade Vanilla. It's a really good long-wearing concealer that gives you full coverage. I really like it. It's right up there really with the e.l.f. Camo Concealer for me. It's not working all the magic of the Hydrating Camo Concealer, which, you know, has that little extra boost of moisture, but she's very good. I definitely trust this concealer. And it's kind of nice if you got something glowy and lighter, you know, you can pull in a concealer that's maybe going to be a bit more heavy duty for you. And then you'll notice I'm just using the opposite end of this brush to spread this around for myself. And I'm not doing a full blend, I'm just working it around. My eyes are so puffy. I mean, I did have some emotions yesterday, but not that many. I think it was part of the time we were outside in like kind of a dusty area where Belle was having a little pageant practice. And I don't know if I just like sucked in a bunch of dust. But see, I've roughly moved that around. Now I go in with that larger side. You've seen me do this a lot, I feel, but you never know who's here for the first time. So look how you just dab over it there. And it kind of keeps you from blending all your coverage away, you know, when you go over it with this larger side. But smoothing it around with that smaller side first kind of helps you maximize the coverage, helps it take up more space on the face, those little dots that you did, instead of those dots just kind of disappearing into your brush. I still bring in this little side just to make sure. What are you doing, brush hair? I think a huge factor in having good staying power is making sure that there's not a lot of excess product on the skin. So if I blend for what seems like kind of a long time, sometimes it's just because I'm rambling to you guys, but sometimes it's because it really does help. Then maybe we're kind of in a hurry and we don't want to be bothered with a loose powder. Grab a pressed powder that can kind of do the same work. This is Maybelline Fit Me in the shade Porcelain. This is really similar to my Kosas Cloud Set in the shade Airy. So I'm just going to still take my triangle powder puff and I'm just going to dab this around on the under eye area, just like so. Boop, boop, boop. Guys, the amount of stuff I got done during yesterday's nap time was epic. The meal prepping, I got done my meal prep, Bub's meal prep, and got a thing in the crock pot. Why does it feel so good when at the end of the evening your kitchen actually gets clean and there's something like waiting, simmering, working its magic in the crock pot at that time, and a candle is lit? All things coming together. Quick face look, get you a face disc from Ulta. These are so good. This is the Baked Sculpt and Glow in the shade Santorini Sun, and they have at least like 2 other options in this. But definitely an Hourglass Diffused Bronze Light vibe here, kind of a Laura Geller vibe with the overall pigmentation and quality of like the blush and the highlight. But I'm picking some of that bronzer up with my BK Beauty 107, and we're just gonna warm up the skin. We're slowly coming back to life as we go here. Do you ever as a mom have moments where like you can practically predict that somebody's going to end up crying and upset. Like your kids are having a blast together and they're shrieking and they're laughing and they're having the greatest time. Like they pulled out this mat, like we have this big floor mat. It kind of has like a car track on it. We got it from Aldi a couple years ago. And it's a really cute thing, but inevitably it doesn't get used just to like calmly take a car across, but the kids get, you know, under it, use it like a tent. Anyway, I got under it too. We're all like just carrying on, like laughing our heads off, having the greatest time. And then sure enough, someone gets kicked and someone's crying and then another one's crying because we had to stop doing what we were doing. And I kind of had this feeling in my gut like something's gonna go down here in a minute, and it did. We're just blending that bronzer all over. Again, it's so much the look of Diffused Bronze Light from Hourglass. It's a really easy, I call it like a hard to screw up bronzer. Then friends, we have a beautiful blush in here. I love this blush. If you've never tried this compact, the blush is awesome. Rosy, pretty, really the kind of grab and go compact that you feel like you could throw on and it would look good alongside like any outfit, any lip and eye, you know, it's just kind of classic. And this is matte, by the way. This has some glow and this has a ton of glow, that highlighter. But there's just something that makes life easier when you've got all your face steps in one palette. Another one, if you don't have an Ulta nearby and you don't want to order online, another decent one like this is the Maybelline Master Contour. That's been out for a while, but the medium to deep one is actually really good. There we go. Then we're rolling in with that highlight. You guessed it, I'm using Real Techniques setting brush. And this can be like major glow, so I don't want it to go too much, but there we are. See that glow on the cheeks? I love that. You can get a little bit up on the forehead too, just so we know that the whole skin's glowing, not just the cheeks. Next up, we're going to do a quick brow. It's going to involve a skinny brow pencil and some brow fast sculpts. I pulled out the CoverGirl Easy Breezy Brow Ultra Fine Brow Pencil in Rich Brown. By the way, when I was looking up that 3-in-1 brow product that I got through David at Bergdorf Goodman, so it's Estee Lauder, and it has the pencil and the powder and the brow gel in it. And mine says Cool Brown, but I'm not finding that shade as I like look it up for more info. I see like brunette, different shades of brunette, so maybe the name got changed or something. I'll have to ask him. That would be a very quick option to pull in at this stage of the game, but we're trying to stay all drugstore today. Guys, I have a cool new lip find. I can't wait to share it with you. Kitten, no. I had a kitten trying to get in the girls' room. Cats are so funny how they start to obsess about different little locations. You know, like they have this sort of window seat storage area right in front of the window, obviously. And she just loves to get up there and look out. So again, the Brow Fast Sculpt, this I use in medium brown, and you got that brush that has the end that's going to load you up more, and then the more comby, brushy side that's going to help the brow hairs stand up a little more, apply a little less product, but still give you amazing hold. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of Milani eyeshadow primer, just a dab. Little tiny amount between two fingers, and we're just going to rub that all over the lid, through the crease, and whatever's left gets worked up under the brow. And so many times when I'm doing these quick makeup looks, I've maybe pulled out like a quad or a trio or a duo, something like that that's going to just be very minimal. And I thought, well, what if we pull out something that's a little bit bigger and talk about how you like use from your bigger thing for just a minimal, quick, easy look. So this, I finally picked this up from NYX, the Ultimate Warm Neutrals palette. I saw how this is like new and improved. I think it said something about better staying power, better pigment, but this Warm Neutrals concept has been around for a long time. And we've got what seemed to be a mix of mattes and some really smooth shimmers, you know, not like off the wall flaky shimmers that we've experienced in some other palettes, but some really nice feeling shimmers. But my key, I think, to looking at a larger palette such as this and saying, how am I gonna pare this down for a very quick look? I would say find a light shade and find a mid-tone. So for me today, this is gonna be my mid-tone, and I think the shade right beside it is gonna be my light shade. I'm gonna let that cat into their room because she's not letting up. So our crease color is just gonna be enough to give us a little Natural definition. Ooh, I like the texture of this matte. And you can do this in almost any larger palette. Like, you don't have to say, okay, it's gonna be a quick look. I need to pull out the smallest, most condensed thing I have. No, maybe you got a larger palette that you really like, but you just wanna think, how do I work with it quickly? Find a mid-tone, probably a matte, and then find something a little bit lighter. And I used to call this, I think, the sandwich method. I did a video on, you know, quick and easy eyeshadow, and basically you're sandwiching this crease shade with a little bit of lightness and brightness on the lid and under the brow. Easy. I think I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this palette going through fall. Let me know if you've tried it. Look at this. We're creating some shadows nice and easy. And you'll notice we're not just blending it in the crease, but we're using whatever space we continue to have. I have nothing extra really added to this brush at this point, but I'm just trying to get it really smooth and blended up. Our little next door shade here that's kind of light has a little shimmer. Oh yeah, that's pretty up there. Let that kind of come up under the brow, give a little shine. Or you could keep it an all matte look. There's a great little beige in here. And then you can take any flat brush you have or even a sponge tip applicator, go into your lighter shade, and that's just gonna go on the lid. And if you wanted to, which I may do, I might, like, right on the outer corner, leave that bare and jump back over to my mid-tone. This is giving me kind of a walking on eggshells vibe. Anyone? Wet n Wild? Okay, so I'm just taking a little more of that matte and I'm choosing to put that on the outside. So I guess I'm a little less shimmery as we go out. And then I'm going to do my lazy liner trick. I'm going to take a jumbo shadow stick and go across the upper lash line. Much less precision needed, much less control and care needed with this method. So this is Cold Brew from Hard Candy. Might want to grab a little mirror you can hold up close, but I'm just going to take this right at the lash line. This is so incredibly easy. It glides on super well, but it's just not too dark. And then when you look at my eye, you can see, okay, there's a little more depth at the lash line. Then we're just going to pop on some mascara. This is the CoverGirl Lash Blast Cleantopia. I got this in my Walmart beauty box, which was a great deal, I think. I did a short on it. Just under $7, and seasonally you get a really, I think, generous helping of random beauty products that are sold at Walmart. And new stuff, like I got this full-size mascara that I'd never tried. I did use it yesterday. It was decent, so I'm going to give it another shot today. Brush is kind of short bristles overall. I think you can see the hourglass shape, but natural bristles. I'm liking the way it's kind of making every lash stand out rather than making them all team up. That tells me that the brush came out of the tube pretty nicely cleaned off, but yet, you know, it's doing something. I'm not feeling like, oh, I'm just sweeping through my lashes and nothing's clinging on. It's clinging on well. CoverGirl mascaras, I tell you, you never know when one's just gonna swoop in and be a huge hit. We love the Exhibitionist, Stretch and Strengthen, and look at this one. It's doing good. I think I'm going to return to this eye for another coat in a second, but I'm going to first come over here. And I'm so pumped about this one-step lip that I found. Guys, it's from Rimmel. I got a couple shades in a grocery order. It's definitely like gloss, plumper, full-on opaque color. It's all in one. Yeah, that's building up nicely over here with a second coat. I really like the look with two coats. Look at that. And then I do have another lash thing to mention. If you're in a hurry and you want to do lashes, and maybe you just feel like fumbling around with glue always makes it take longer for you. Another thing I got in my beauty box, these Impress press-on falsies that already have the glue on them. I used these little lash clusters yesterday, 2 on each eye, and this would have been workable today if I would have, like, say, gone in with a dark eyeliner, like a liquid liner. They kind of need a little thing to lay on and disappear into, but they're pre-glued, and you take little tweezers and just bob them on, and I did one, like, on the very outside and one next to that, and they looked so good. But then I'm skeptical, like, okay, there's no glue applied, it's just self-adhesive. Are these gonna last all day? Guys, they lasted the entire day. I mean, I didn't feel like what I was putting on there was gonna bond that well, but it did. And then they came off easily. Super comfortable, no issues at all. Like, I never use lash clusters like that. I'm always kind of a full strip or half strip kind of girl, but those looked incredible. And really undetectable too, but I just had this nice length and volume at the outside. So I'll have to pull these into a future video. This is just a small pack. Again, came in the beauty box. Let's talk about these lip products. These are from Rimmel and they're called Stay Plumped Volume and High Shine. They're so nice, really. They do have a tingle, and it's kind of a hot, like cinnamony tingle, but nowhere near as painful as Too Faced lip injection. And they're kind of thick too. There's a little stickiness to them, but it helps the shine last longer. A thing that they remind me of going on, the Maybelline Vinyl Inks, only those have some incredible staying power, don't get me wrong. They go on with some shine, but that shine doesn't really last all that long. These are kind of like, minus the hardcore staying power, they're just as opaque and shiny when they go on the lips. I have a couple shades and I didn't think they were going to be this close to one another. This one is called Rosy Posy, and it's maybe just a little bit lighter, and then I got Spiced Nude. A little deeper, maybe a bit warmer. I'm going to do the Spiced Nude, and again, there's a little thickness to it, but my goodness, does the shine hang around well. And look how opaque that nude gloss is going on. Like, I love that. And it's got, like I said, a little bit of a kind of a cinnamony vibe, appropriate for fall, but will tingle on your lips for a while, but not hurt. But if you can't stand a gloss that's a little bit sticky, maybe this isn't for you, but it does make a gloss hang on longer. We all have to admit, if that gloss is a little bit sticky, she's gonna last a while. Look at that. I call this a one-step lip. We're thinking quick makeup, and what this gave me was opaque color, defined right out to the edge the way a lip liner would, and the shine of a really shiny gloss. At this stage of the game, we reevaluate and we say more blush. I feel like the skin's looking really, really nice, actually. Look at that color, and it works so well with this hot pink too. Today's neon day for homecoming week, so I thought I'd just somewhat participate with the pink. So with all my chatting and rambling, I'm sure this look took a little bit longer than it would have to, but I hope some of those tips kind of steer you in the right direction. Thank you all for your time today, and I will see you guys again very soon. I love you. Bye.